Hello. Today's a Saturday. Welcome to my website on a Saturday. So I want to speak to you right now about business, about you earning more money, about you progressing financially, about you progressing in the company that you work at, and you moving forward in your life, and the effect anxiety and the resistances and the patterns this creating in your life has had on you. So from the men that I've spoke to over the past 10 years, probably over 1,000 different men who follow a similar type of pattern, and the pattern really tends to revolve around several different factors. Now, one of the main factors that arises is that men feel there's a glass ceiling in their life. So imagine that you want to move forward, that you want to do more, that you want to grow, that you want to either earn more money in your company or in the person's company that you're working for, and you want to move forward and obviously achieve more and do those types of things. And what anxiety, insecurity, irrational fear does on your brain is it really limits you. It limits you in several different ways. Firstly, it creates a glass ceiling where obviously you are the center of your business or the job that you've got. Yeah, you are the limiting factors. So if you grow and up level as a person, it's likely around you that the people, obviously if you're an employee, people notice it and you'll get promoted. And if you're running your own company, it'll cause you to be able to do things differently, see things that you didn't see before, and naturally as well reduce your stress massively, which enables you to move forward more. Whereas when people have these glass ceilings in their life, it tends to cap us emotionally and mentally. So it caps us emotionally by leading to conflict and consistent chronic stress. Yeah. So when we're feeling good in ourselves and when someone's dealt with those deeper problems, naturally you can then stretch yourself into uncertainty, into challenge, into discomfort, but your brain reacts massively less, 90% less. So able to do those things without the chronic stress, like the effect of chronic stress hurting your sleep, making you conflicted in your relationships when you get home, making you, and the second thing we're going to speak about, is then how it shifts your mentality. So emotionally it puts you in a poor place where you're more likely to be avoidant, more likely to be withdrawn, more likely to not do those types of things, less likely to take bold actions. And even if you are doing those things, you're doing it from a place of insecurity, so it's likely to damage your inner emotional well-being over the long term, leading to depression, anxiety, and those types of problems. And on the flip side, so it puts your mindset in a place where you want to do things in a certain way. So the most important thing when we experience those type of problems is not experiencing stress, not experiencing resistance, not experiencing anxiety, not experiencing these type of conflicts, not having our insecurities triggered, which massively narrows the direction we can move forward in, doesn't it? Because say there's 10 directions to succeed, probably 7 or 8 of them are going to be conflicting, going to stimulate your insecurities. There's going to be challenge there, there's going to be difficulty, there's going to be discomfort, there's going to be all these different problems. And when people experience those type of problems, they tend to go for the comfortable route, the easiest route, the most natural route, depending on whatever stage you're at in business. So you may be at a stage now where you're much more financially successful, but you've then sunk back into those old patterns and you're then moving towards this path rather than the path that could massively move you forward. And it tends to work in this type of way where the most direct paths tend to be the most challenging and tend to be the ones that people take the least. Yeah. Whereas the easiest paths tend to be the one that create the most stress, that wear people down the most, that rely on people overworking, rely on people doing monotonous things, rely on people moving in a certain direction. But we'll get them there eventually. So a huge amount of the conflict and stress and tension people have in their lives comes from that path, which is the path that I followed before. So when I look back at the choices I made in business and the type of actions I take, I used to avoid certain things. I used to avoid public speaking. I used to avoid being more bold in my marketing. I used to avoid being more bold in my sales calls. I used to avoid charging people more money, charging people what I was worth and the value I brought into their life. And I did these things purely down to those insecurities. So my financial net worth was purely capped by those insecurities within myself, and it's even more so the higher people go up the ladder. So if you're got a lot of people beneath you and you're running a successful business now, or you're a director and you've got 100, 200 people below you in that type of way, well, it's even more so those things are magnified right now because you're at a point in yourself where you cannot show your insecurity, when you cannot show your weakness, where you cannot show how you feel in your side. So you're repressing those things, holding those things back even more, which may work for a day or a week or a couple of weeks, but if you do that over a period of time, that tension builds and builds and builds and builds, and then we're overly aware of people being able to suddenly see how we feel, so we hold it back, we repress it, we push it down, which then leads to all kinds of horrific problems in your life. It can mess up your habits, whereas you're having to overeat, overdrink alcohol, take caffeine, all throughout the day to try and compensate for it. It can mess up your relationships because you're humming home, and then suddenly you can rest and relax, and all you do is unload on your partner and create that kind of conflict. It can obviously cause depression over a period of time because you're continuously holding this pressure and this tension within you, which enables you to get through the day. But if you're just feeling tense, uncomfortable over a period of time, then you're wiring your brain in a way that you're suddenly going to feel depressed at some point. So it's not a sustainable direction. It's not a sustainable direction, for you to achieve the things that you want to. So my approach is really understanding that, you getting rid of fear, you getting rid of irrational fear, insecurity, anxiety, and chronic stress, and the underlying foundation that is creating this in your life, is the most important step for you to up-level your life. Yep. To literally take huge leaps forward in the directions that you want to move forward in. And without it, you're always going to create in that trap where, yes, your business may move forward, but it'll be the cost to yourself or the cost of your relationships. Whereas when you take this approach, it'll be congruent success. So it'll be success financially that doesn't come at the cost of your physical health, your mental health, your relationships. Yeah. So you'll be able to succeed at all areas of your life congruently. Drawing a figure of 8 there, I'm not sure why. Congruently in a way that makes sense. But yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? It's a hard one. In today's society, a huge amount of people work incredibly hard, and I admire them for that, but it's so frustrating when they sacrifice their inner emotional well-being, their inner health, their mentality, their emotions, and then often guys come and see me in their 50s, and they've been great guys, wonderful guys in every way, but because they haven't taken care of themselves, it's almost always leaded to divorce. Because they haven't taken care of themselves, it's always leaded to them experiencing either deep depression, anxiety, or even having a emotional mental breakdown, or like a midlife crisis, where they just begin to think, what is the point in my life? And the main reason is because if we don't take care of ourselves, if we don't take care of our inner emotional needs, at some point that conflict's going to smash together and cause some kind of chaotic problem in our life in a way that's frustrating. So yes, it's great to look forward and to see the things you want, but do it from a place of focusing on how strong that foundation is first. Because when that foundation is strong, there's literally nothing you can achieve, is there? Nothing you can achieve at all. And if you look around at the millionaires and billionaires and the people you admire, and the people that you want to replicate in your life, if you look at them, you can see none of them have got there from that place. None of them have got there from that place of weakness. They've all got there from that place of strength, from that place of power, a place of security, within themselves. That's the best foundation for you to get there. Great, guys. Hope that's helped. And look forward to speaking to you tomorrow.